Here it is, the Honor 8. Today here in Paris, Honor presented the European version of the 8. And we come to the prices later on in this video. Let me first start with the backside in the design, because I really love that glass backside. Looking not only very classy, but as you can see here, these light reflections are amazing. And that's coming because it's not only just glass put on it, because it's 15 layers of glass, each with a different craftsmanship done. So that's why they are really in reality, not only here in camera with these lights around me, these astonishing effects. On the other side, you have to see fingerprints, of course, like it's always the case on glass. And last but not least, if it falls, you have double the chance that something can break, front and backside. So in case you remember the Honor 7 with aluminum, that was a little bit safer, but didn't look that classy. Metal frame around here. You have 2.5D glass on the backside as well as on the front side. This is USB Type-C, so then you can plug in the cable both ways. And here we have fingerprint sensor, of course. But it's not only fingerprint to unlock, you can also start apps with it. And thanks to a new technology, Honor told me that you cannot trick this sensor anymore. You might remember first iPhone with fingerprint sensor. It took, I guess, 2 or 3 days when the first came out, and that could trick with just a piece of plastic this fingerprint sensor, and that shall not be possible anymore here on the Honor 8 with that new technology. And like we know from the Huawei P9, double lens on the backside, not with the Leica branding, but the same idea. You have 2 sensors, one is color and one is monochrome, black and white, and the information are combined. We have seen that on the P9, worked very nicely over there. So see the videos and the battle, the shootout from the P9 to have more information about this technology here on the backside. On the front, we have, oh, and by the way, 12 megapixels only, but big pixels, so strong, catching a lot of light, and 8 megapixels here on the front side. And with that coming to the display, 5.2 inch or 132 millimeters in full HD, meaning you have 1080 by 1920 pixels, coming to a density of 424 ppi. That's absolutely quite okay and sharp, brilliant. It's Android 6.0 by the way, and you have that emotion UI user interface we all know, I guess, meanwhile, from Honor or Huawei, so that's familiar, I'd say. But if you look at this one here, I brought you the P9 once more to have the, not only the difference, but mostly what's the same. So it's really a P9 in cheap with some minor differences. We have to see how the Leica unbranding, let me call it like that, is depending on the quality of the camera. This is something we can test only with the final software and hardware, of course. And we have a little bit different processor, because here it's the Kirin 950 instead of 955 of the P9. Nevertheless, it's a good one, because remember, this is the same in the Mate 8, and I just looked after it because we have still right now, currently, the Mate 8 is still 68% the performance above the average. So this is a huge value. So everybody of you, or 99%, should be absolutely okay with this performance of that Kirin 950 here. Especially, you have 4 gigabyte of RAM in both versions. Yes, you heard right. Also here in Europe, the Honor 8 is coming in 2 versions. One with 32 gigabyte and one with 64 gigabyte. Prices at the end, and both with 4 gigabyte. In China, I read that this is 3 gigabyte with a minor version, with a smaller one. And of course, both expandable memory, of course, no doubt about that. Then you have NFC now, you have Bluetooth 4.2 current standard. You have LTE Cat 6, meaning nominally at least 300 megabit per second in download. This is something the predecessor, the Honor 7, couldn't do, but minor differences, absolutely okay. Coming to the only thing where we have to see a little bit, because, well, of course, the battery is fixed in. We have 7.5 millimeters only, and when we are at that dimension, 71 by 146 millimeters, so you can reach the opposite corner if you have to just one-hand usage here, and it's 153 grams, but it's kind of a classy weight, I would say, so I find that one positive, resting really nicely in the palm. Yeah, and coming back to the battery, 3000 milliamps. Like the P9, and the P9 in the runtime test, you might remember, is currently 11% below the average. Sounds not so good, but it's better than it sounds, because you even come through the day with that, at least as regular user. So we have to see here if this might be a little bit better, because you have the other processor, but 4 GB of RAM. So let's wait for the final device, and of course I will test it with the final hardware and software, camera quality, processor performance, battery runtime, but I guess it should be okay for most of you. Heavy users might have to recharge during the day, but you have quick charge, of course, quick charge 4 by the way, so 10 minutes shall be enough for 1 hour of YouTube video watching, so even if you have to recharge during the day, it's going fast. So thumbs up, I would say, and especially because of the prices. And here we go. The 32 GB version will be here in Europe, $399 including tax, and the bigger one, 64 GB, for €449. Compare that to the P9, that's a recommended retail price of $569. Street price is around $500. So still the bigger version at now, from the start, recommended retail price, cheaper than the P9 and nicer. Look at this, one final look onto this backside. Yeah, that's, I hope, enough for the moment for you for first impression here from Paris, from the launch of the Honor 8. Thanks for watching, take care and bye.